22 News reporter Tashanea Whitlow has been standing by live for tonight's gala in Springfield. Tashanea, thank you so much for your coverage. There's a lot of people behind you. What's the atmosphere like there? What are people feeling?
Matt, you can feel the energy in this room right now. I hope it's translating across the camera. People are just really excited. It's a celebratory mood. I mean, when you think back, I've been hearing people sharing stories throughout the night. When they think back 20 years ago, 40 years ago, to what this station originally looked like, I heard some people say that there were weeds growing up in the yard. They would have never imagined that 40 years later, this station would be rebirthed, restored, and reopened again to the public. So they are just really excited. I think they're just really all taking it in tonight, congratulating Congressman Neal for his persistence in making sure this happened. He's a Springfield native. For him, this station was always near and dear to his heart. So it's definitely a happy atmosphere here tonight.
Tashanea, what's going to be happening after you guys leave the tent? Where do you go for the rest of the gala?
Well, I will let you know. I had a chance to get a sneak peek inside of the concourse, and the spirit of Springfield, they just created a beautiful, opulent atmosphere inside. I mean, the concourse is just transformed. It looks nothing like a train station, to be quite honest with you. And I know Mayor Sarno actually joked yesterday and said, this is something you won't see often. People in black tie attire, as well as gowns, ball gowns, in a subway station. So it is really beautiful inside. I can't wait to show you guys how inside looks, including a sneak peek of some of the food options.
Tashanea, we'll get back to you in just one moment. Take a brief break. I just want to explain something to the viewers, because one thing we haven't touched on is how this is going to be a key piece of economic development for the city of Springfield. Mayor Domenic Sarno has talked about this many times, how you have MGM as a key piece in the south end, and in the northern end of Springfield is Union Station. And this obviously, when you talk about connecting east-west rail eventually, which is something that they would like to do, what you're really talking about is connecting Springfield to Boston. And by doing that, you're not just connecting two different cities, you're connecting two different economies. And that's what's going to be so key for economic development in the city of Springfield, according to Mayor Domenic Sarno, is the ability to live in Springfield while somebody could work in Boston and make a Boston salary and then bring that money back to Springfield, where they can spend it and invest it in the local economy. It's all about everything coming full circle, and it all begins with Union Station. Again, this is just a historic day, the grand reopening of Union Station. Just amazing, and what a beautiful building, Tashanea. Tell us about some of the other features inside that are historic, because really it's a modern building when you think about how they've restored it, but it incorporates a lot of those features of the past that really made Springfield's Union Station so unique.
That's right, Matt. Now, before I talk about some of the items that were restored, you talked about Mayor Sarno wanting to bring that eastern part of the state to the west. He did talk about that last night as well, and he basically said that there are young professionals like myself and many others who live downtown, they work downtown, and some of them, they want to be able to live and play but still have transportation access. So we talked about how Union Station is really the hub and the center of Springfield, and how he really wants this east to west rail service to be developed, and we're waiting on Governor Baker to get here. I definitely want to ask him about that. If he, after seeing what has happened here, I mean $90+ million in renovations, would he support that east to west feasibility study now that he sees that this station is up and running? But to get back to your question about some of the items that were restored, they definitely tried their hardest to maintain the integrity of this building, and they did a great job at that. There was a clock that they had. That clock was originally from the original building. They restored that clock. The clock is in its same place. They also restored the floors as well. Congressman Neal was able to secure 2 benches from New York City's Grand Central Station, which he brought here. Now, I know this is a talker. It's also an interesting fact as well. The original benches from Union Station they're missing. So they're still trying to track those benches down, but the way this place looks inside, I don't really know if you need them, to be quite honest with you. They did a beautiful job remodeling and restoring this building and keeping the integrity of it.
Hey, Tashanea, let's talk now about some of the different modes of transportation that are going to be available for commuters inside Union Station. We know PVTA is going to be moving in right away. Peter Pan will eventually be there. We don't have a timeline for that, but just talk about it's not just trains, right? I mean, people are going to be able to get around in many different ways. It's truly a transportation hub.
That's right, Matt. I mean, when you say the transportation hub of Springfield, this is it. I mean, if you need a taxi, if you need a bus service, if you're going to Boston and you need a longer distance transportation mode, you can get Peter Pan, you can get the Greyhound. As you mentioned, PVTA is operating out of Union Station. They will start their service here at 4:30. Riders will be able to come here to the station and the beautiful outside concourse, sit on a bench, wait for their bus. I had a chance to speak with a young rider, and he said he's really excited about this station opening up because he was worried about safety. He said the new station looks like it provides more safety and security for young students like him, and it definitely does. With over 200 surveillance cameras throughout the property, this building is going to be monitored, 24 hours a day. So it's definitely a safe place for people.
All right, Tashanea Whitlow there live outside of Union Station where the GALA, the Black Tie Gala, is underway. Tashanea, we'll get back to you in just a moment, but thanks for joining us, and we'll continue our live coverage in just a moment.